teammates can really commit to in these first few rounds. You'd hate to have to readdress these same positions later. Boy, you talk about a friendly turn of the cards. This is a great round for these guys as they get themselves a dynamic player right here.
There's no winner when you're walking alone, sliding down the last street as the day creeps. What you doing with nobody at home?
Oh, did they get themselves a player here or what? Oh, no question that this guy's going to grade out as a huge impact over what was there before.
Give me what you got.
Still some big holes remaining to be filled. Here's where you may have to go after a lower-rated player just to make sure you get coverage in all areas. I'm not sure that this selection is going to provide a huge punch, but he's at least a guy that does have some upside. Oh, no need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into the starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker type spot? So with a handful of starters already nailed down, you have to ask yourself, do you dare go for depth or do you just try to cover? And now's where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too late. Tough call here. Do you try and get tougher up front or get yourself a player in what we call a skill position? These are tough decisions here, offense or defense. Which side has the more pressing need? Boy, it's finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a... We've seen the Chargers represented already. Might one of his teammates join him? Whoever's making the final decision here might have a coordinator in each year. Do you go offense or defense? Oh, I tell you, you're not going to get too far in this competition without a superstar or two. And this guy right here certainly fits that billing.
Turn up. I'm breaking in. I'm at the pearly gates, but they won't let it in. I told the devil I said, I ain't trying to sin. Yeah. I ain't trying to sin. Yeah. Pray to the Lord, Daddy, let me in. I'm breaking in.
All right, Larry, thank you. It is indeed time for a Draft Champions matchup and what is set to be a great Draft Champions matchup. In the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis, and these guys should have a huge impact on the outcome of this game. They're ready to roll. We're ready to roll. Let's roll. And it's the birth of a new Clemens. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now this is Tony Dorsett, the Hall of Famer out of Pitt. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Again, it'll be Dorsett, and he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles, in a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense talking about setting the edge in the running game. Well, the defense wants to do exactly the same thing. And the defensive end, often against an offensive tackle, sometimes a tight end, they can't let themselves get a hook and let a running back get outside, because if they do that, that hurts the integrity of the defense overall.
My man, the encyclopedia. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Deep.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Out of the gun now on third down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They'll come out in the pistol. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Fighting through. A gain of 3, second down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
It's caught on the left side by Kurz. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He's got Evans. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy that gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. A first down carry by Elliott. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
I don't want to downplay the run, but that's exactly what I expected out of him coming out of college. When I look back at my draft analysis, one of the highest-rated players on my board, a 3-down back who could do everything, and one of the best.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Marvin Jones from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. But they're looking to move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give them 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn them a fresh set of downs. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes out.
They'll run it with Tony D. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Third down now following the run. And on the tackle, Kevin Greene, of course, a member of the 2016 Hall of Fame class, Charles.
Went in on August 6th of 2016. Kevin Greene taking his rightful place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And what a speech he gave that night. I can still see him standing up there. And the line that resonated for me, I didn't play this game for any other reason than love and passion. And only a cynic would dispute that if they saw Kevin Greene play. It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The tackle made by the corner, Jimmy Smith.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. A guy that knows a thing or two about making tackles behind the line of scrimmage, Kevin Greene at it again.
How about the ferociousness that he played with? And you remember that long flowing hair that came out of the helmet? Almost like a lion's mane for him, right? Try to keep a lion away from what a lion wants to get. That was Kevin Greene trying to block him when he was trying to accumulate quarterbacks and guys with the football. I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence. He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come out here in the eye. 3rd and goal now. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Tony Dorsett taking it in. And the Patriots are an extra point away from going out in front. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Show me what you like. Hey, I put money, I can match it for ya. I'm in this in all white fit, looking like a brick and all them zippers on a jacket on ya. He got a thing for a Latin. He wanna hear a little Spanish? I told him it ain't practice it. I'm about to fully up the status. Rock up with the click and I ain't looking like the side in this. I'm the opposite cause I'm the main event in boxing and it has the time been ticking. I've been out here playing my position, I'm about to get it. Now ain't no one about to block the hit cause someday, something come along. Someone tell me I'm somewhere, doing alright. Somewhere, like that, somewhere. One day I'll be the love of my life, love of my life. I'm only here for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's this appealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you in your feelings. Tell your boys that you gon' meet them later on. Both of us are so taxi, leave the meter on. First time you out in Cali, never tried no this strong, so you gon' have some stories to tell when you take it back home and tell them one time, Snowy always showed you what it's like. Leave you sleepy like the call the umpire. Get you out and get you rolling, get you gotta go. I got a flight up in the morning on someday, something come along. Someone tell me I'm somewhere, doing alright. Somewhere, somebody got someone that's somebody that one day I'll be the love of my life, but not tonight though.
Thank you, Larry. Brandon Gaudin, along with Charles Davis here in the booth. We are set for a spectacular draft champions matchup and some spectacular talent on your screen right now. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get down to the field for kickoff. Two teams here amped and ready for football, and off we go in week 2 of Draft Champions. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Carry for the 1994 Hall of Famer, Tony Dorsett. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position. And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
It's a gain of 21 that time. And it'll be first down, New England. Now the Hall of Famer Dorsett. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimum gain.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Tackle made that time by Chris Baker. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. And that play uses speed to get there in the run game.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be second and goal. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Offense working with a second and goal now from the 3. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. This opening drive has taken him to the 2, but now they come up on a third and goal. On the ground, it's Riddick. Only a yard there, so it brings up fourth and goal. And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. Riddick with a carry. And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Theo Riddick punching it in from a yard away. And the Patriots drive right down. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. They go play action here on first down. Out to his left. And his first look is incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So on fourth down, here's Brad Nortman on to punt it away. And from their own end zone, it's a fake, but he will not make the first down marker. That'll be a turnover on downs. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it.
There are men, and there are challenges. Bass and stills in the building, flash the camera. I'ma drop the hammer.